you can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. So if you would like to listen to this in a still position, and feel free to take all the time you need to arrive there. And just allow yourself to fidget, adjust, move in whatever ways feel good in your body. Not thinking about the movements at all, but just letting your body move you in the ways that intuitively feel good in your muscles, in your bones, in your joints. And if what feels best for you right now is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness whenever that feels like the right thing. And there is no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move throughout this practice whenever you feel the need to. But at any point, if you are feeling ready to come to a still position, then you may do so. Just feeling that the spine is nice and straight in whatever position you've chosen. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow the eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. And just mark your arrival into your practice today, into your body today, with a full and intentional cleansing breath. As you just take a long and slow inhale in through the nose, into the body, filling up to every corner and edge of you as you just pause for a moment when you're full and really just feel what it's like to be full of all this air right now. And without straining as you need to, slowly letting it all go. Again, through the nose, decompressing bit by bit. And just gently pulling the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to push that last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment to experience what it feels like to be empty right now. And without straining as you need to, slowly allowing the next breath to come. And you can breathe just like this for as many rounds as feels good and helpful in your body, just exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath, whatever length that means to you today. So not worrying too much about how long your inhales and exhales and pauses are, but just letting it be exaggerated. So taking one more sip of air, even when you think you're full, seeing how full you can get. Pausing for a moment longer than you might normally. And again, exhaling a little bit longer. You're just consciously slowing down the process of your breath. And there is no rush whatsoever. You can continue to breathe like this for as long as it feels good and helpful. But at any point, if you haven't already, you can just release this guidance over your breath altogether. And just allow yourself to step back and up in the mind into the role of the observer or the witness. Into that point of view where you can just simply witness the fact that your body is breathing, rather than having any direct impact over the rhythm or depth of your breath. But simply watching as your body breathes you. And just remembering that the breath is that one bodily function that can be either voluntary or automatic. So just playing with that control and release of control as we begin today. And just remembering that you are capable of watching your body breathe, just as you are capable of watching any other force of nature. Taking on that same energy you might feel if you are sitting on the edge of a small stream and just watching the water roll by, roll over the rocks, the water trickling down the stream. Not trying to change anything about the rhythm of the water as it moves, but just watching as it does so all on its own, without any of your doing or direction. Even if it's just for a split second. Watching the force of nature that your body, and specifically your breath, truly is. And as you are listening and watching, you can just start to notice if there's any areas of tension gathering up within the body. Maybe in some muscles of the face, maybe in the jaw or the chin, in the nostrils or even the ears, in the eyelids, the eyebrows or forehead. Maybe in the shoulders or the hands or feet. And just taking a moment to scan your own body with your own awareness. And just notice where the tension is gathering today. If anywhere at all. Maybe today you are able to relax everything rather quickly. And noticing if that's the case too. But not holding yourself to any expectations of what you think you should be feeling, or how you felt yesterday, or how you want to feel. But coming at this from a curious perspective, and just becoming curious of how you are feeling right now. Physically, maybe emotionally, spiritually. And just remembering that having any healing practice is not about ignoring bad things or painful things. It's not about pushing all the bad things away and shoving love and light on top of it. But this practice, any healing practice, is just about acknowledging reality, acknowledging what is. Knowing that reality always has many layers to it. And there can be pain physically present within your body, while simultaneously maybe joy present in your heart. And these two things can coexist. And so if there is any areas of physical pain in the body, maybe just seeing what happens if you bring all of your attention to that area that's in pain. So oftentimes I find for myself, with physical pain, I often will get in my stomach. The pain feels a lot worse if I'm trying to ignore it or run away from it. And oftentimes I can feel a sense of ease and release if I let all of my awareness come to my stomach, rather than that resistance, that constantly fighting. Because what physical pain does is it is a very forceful anchor to feeling what's happening right now in this present moment. And if we, or when we resist it, it can cause us great suffering, a strong resistance to what is right now. And so remembering that accepting reality does not mean that you like it or agree with it or want it to be this way. It just simply means that you acknowledge it is here. And so even if it's just for a split second, maybe just exhaling into the painful sensations in your body, if there are any at all. And seeing if just for a moment you can find a sense of acceptance with what is happening right now. And whether you are experiencing pain or not, you can just let your awareness start to make its way into your heart center. And if you are focusing on a painful sensation, you can even internally trace the space between that place of pain and your heart. As you just remember that your heart is physically connected to every inch of your body. And so just tracing the pathway of veins and vessels that connect your heart to whatever area of your body wants some more attention. Even if there's not what you would consider physical pain, maybe just an area of your body that is grabbing your attention for whatever reason. Not fighting those urges and just becoming curious of why your attention is being drawn to a certain area and letting your attention rest there. Maybe even feeling your heartbeat, the rhythm of your own heartbeat as it exists throughout your body. Knowing that there is a pulse in your hands, in your feet, in the tip of your head, and every area in between. This unique rhythm of your own life being pumped into you constantly. And just allowing yourself to rest with this comfort that is your beating heart. This constant reminder of your life and your worthiness of this life. Remembering that there's nothing at all that you need to do to prove yourself worthy of having this heart in this life. But the simple fact that you are here, alive, with this beating heart, is all the proof you need. And it would be impossible for you to go out into the world and earn any more love from the people around you, because you have a direct line of connection to the source of all love right through your heart. And so it would be impossible for you to earn any more of this. But we will all go through phases where we forget that we have access to all this love in life, just through our own hearts, through our own self. So if you, or when you remind yourself of this truth, you can just switch that narrative to going out into the world and sharing the love that we already have. And noticing how that will naturally allow that love to expand and awaken within the people we interact with. This is true for everyone. And so just allowing yourself to soften into your own worthiness. Release that questioning, even if it's just for a split second. Just allow yourself to be loved. Allow yourself to be held by the support of the earth beneath you and the support of gravity hugging you toward the earth. Allow yourself to be safe and supported simply by your own anatomy. Trusting that everything in your body will work perfectly, exactly as it needs to keep you alive, without any of your doing or direction. And just taking a moment to remind yourself that no matter what phase of life you are in right now, in whatever categories of life you exist in, that you are exactly where you need to be. Simply because you are here. We are always right where we need to be, even when it doesn't quite feel like it. And there's always going to be a period of time in between when we recognize we need to make a change and when we actually have the power and the resources to make that change. And so just being so kind to yourself wherever you are in any process of change. Being so patient with yourself through the process. Especially if there may be aspects of your life that maybe don't support your sense of safety, make you feel unsafe in some way or unloved. And just allowing those seeds to be planted within you, not pushing those things away, maybe because they're overwhelming or scary or hard to acknowledge, but just letting them be little seeds that start to take root within you. And knowing that you will make the changes that you need to make when you need to make them. If there's any changes you need to make at all. And it is possible for you to fully accept exactly where you are right now, and at the same time, have aspirations to be somewhere different. You do not need to disown qualities about yourself that maybe aren't your favorite in order to change those qualities. In fact, sometimes when we push those things about ourselves that we don't like, when we push them down, push them away, they don't disappear. They actually get more embedded within us and control us more insidiously in the darkness. But simply by shining a light of our own awareness on those aspects that maybe we're afraid to acknowledge, it can make them so much less powerful, or have a much less powerful hold on our actions. It's like that old story of the coiled up snake in the corner of a dark room. But when you shine the flashlight on that dark corner, what appeared to be a snake was simply a rope. And there's so many things like that within ourselves, things we are so scared to look at and feel and acknowledge because we think they're dangerous snakes. But if we can find a safe place to actually look at those things and feel those things, oftentimes we will find it's a lot of ropes. So just trusting yourself and that you are capable of feeling and doing hard things. As you have done so much just to get to this point in your life right now. And you will continue to do all the things you need to do. And so just doing your best when you catch yourself adding that extra layer of pain and suffering that we all put on ourselves, that is the resistance to whatever is happening right now. We will all go through times where we just make our lives a little bit more difficult than they need to be with all of those shoulds. Feeling like I should be grateful, or I should be happy, I should be whatever. I should be feeling good. All of those I shoulds can just add such an unnecessary layer of stress on our lives. And so if we can catch ourselves with those thoughts when they're happening, we can take a moment to just remind ourselves that whatever I am feeling is exactly what I should be feeling, even if those feelings are not good. And the only way that we move on, truly move on from feelings, is by feeling them, is by allowing them to arise and then release in whatever way they need to release. Not by shoving them down and ignoring them, but just by acknowledging, allowing them to come and release through tears or screaming or punching a pillow, whatever release those feelings call for. And there is nothing else that you should be feeling or should be doing. But you will do exactly what you need to do, exactly when you need to do it. No sooner or later. Just like everything of nature. Flowers bloom no sooner or later than they do. You are a flower as well. You're just like a flower. You will bloom, you'll move through seasons of growth and decay, just like everything else of nature. And you do not need to rush the process. It would be impossible for you to rush the process, or even thinking about a butterfly or caterpillar in their cocoon. If you were to break a cocoon before it's ready, then that caterpillar would not be a butterfly. The caterpillar emerges from its own cocoon no sooner or later than when it is ready. And so just taking the next few moments to just allow yourself to be right where you are, truly, and allow all the words that you've heard today to settle. Imagining every word that I've said as little specks of glitter within a snow globe. They're all swirling around, and right now is the time where we set the snow globe down and just let everything settle. Let the air clear. And just trusting that anything you heard today that really resonated or struck a chord with you or felt helpful to you in some way. Just trusting that those feelings can come sometimes when we hear on the outside what a part of us already knows to be true on the inside. And so just allowing those truths to be enhanced within you. so that you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition. Trusting that you already know all that you need to know. And there are so many things we can learn from the world around us. But ultimately, you are your own best teacher. And there's nobody out there who knows you better than you know you, or is capable of knowing you better than yourself. And so it's never giving that power away to anyone else. If anyone ever tries to convince you that they know you better or they know what's best for you, letting that be a giant red flag to just turn back inward and nurture that love and compassion and intuition with yourself. Knowing that you are your own best teacher. So if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can just let your hands come and find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. And just feeling that contact of your fingertips to each other, of your palms to one another. And just letting your heart lift toward your thumbs and your thumbs press back toward your heart as you just feel all of this power generated through you. You can take a final deep and full breath into the body as you fill up to every corner and edge of you. And as you exhale, letting go of anything you're ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. As you just take this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. Bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.